But there's a much more important reason why not only do we have to do tshuva, we have to be constantly doing tshuva, and we have to be pushing ourselves into deeper levels of tshuva. We spoke a few months ago about the concept of ketz sam lachoshech, that there is a limited amount of reservoir of negativity, of darkness, chas v'shalom, that could come onto the individual. Who creates that reservoir? We know, our negative actions. When we do a negative action, we create that source of negativity. That has to become manifest. That reservoir that each one of us has, as they say right in the song, right? There's a black cloud hanging over me. Every one of us has a black cloud hanging over them. And the world in general has a black cloud hanging over them. That's going to manifest, as the Ramban says. Tsedek Ttirdoff. But you have the choice. Either, as Rabbi Nechunya ben Akana says in the Bahir, either you are forced to manifest that judgment, or you manifest it yourself, and then it doesn't have any more energy to manifest. When the individual goes through the process of tshuva, let's assume the individual, just to use a number, he has 10 aspects or 10 measures of judgment that he has created. Every time that he looks into himself and finds more, remembers more, goes deeper and finds more of negativity, of things that he has to transform, he takes from that reservoir of judgment and he uses it up. He does it again, he takes another aspect of that judgment and he uses it up. The process of tshuva and the process of judging oneself isn't just an important process to become a better person or to perfect our vessel. What it actually does is it uses up the reservoir of judgment that chas v'shalom is meant to come down on the individual. And that's the secret that the Ramban Nachmanides and Rabbi Nechunya ben Akana in the Bahir want to teach us. Now we can understand it. Tsedek Tirdoff, if you run after the judgment, which means you pushing yourself deeper and deeper ways to bring a din lemata, to bring judgment upon yourself, which means you are judging yourself and you are finding greater and greater degrees and greater levels that you have done wrong, then yesh din lemata, if there is judgment awakened down here by you, by the individual, ein din lemala, there is no more energy of judgment in the upper worlds. But to the degree that ein din lemata, to the degree that the individual is not pushing himself to find more and more and more and more, he's only, let's say, found one aspect, 1/10 of his negativity, he leaves 9/10 energy of judgment in the upper worlds. And then as it says in the Bahir, that's going to manifest chas v'shalom in the person's life. So we have the choice, and if you understand, it's an unbelievable gift. Judge yourself harshly in this month. Why? Because if you continue to judge yourself again and again, and you find more and more and more and more, then you're taking away from that cloud of judgment in the upper worlds. There's no more judgment in the upper worlds that can manifest. And that's our choice. If there is judgment in this world, there's no judgment in the upper world. There's no energy of judgment left in the upper world. If there is no judgment in the lower worlds, there's energy of judgment in the upper worlds. And again, it's important to understand this in very actual terms. Some of us, most of us, go to a certain point of tshuva, hopefully, right? But we're probably stopping, 9/10 short, 8/10 short? It's dangerous. It's not just that you're not doing the month of Elul right, or you're not going through the process of tshuva right. If you leave that judgment hanging, which means that there's a reservoir of judgment and you're not using it up, chas v'shalom, it will manifest in your life. And that's the choice that we have in this month of Elul. And only in the month of Elul are we given the power through the process of tshuva to finish completely all that energy of judgment. And therefore, any person who stops tshuva, and we all do, for whatever reason, for whatever silly reasons, but we have to understand now the danger of stopping to the degrees of tshuva. Because to the degree that the individual stops, does not look deeper and deeper and deeper, he leaves that energy of judgment in the upper worlds, and it will, chas v'shalom, manifest in this world. If we can remember, one of the great teachings of this Shabbat, im yesh din lemata ein din lemala. If there is judgment in this world, and to the degree that there is judgment in this world, there is no judgment, there is no energy of judgment that can manifest in that person's life. But chas v'shalom, im ein din lemata, that the individual, and to the degree that the individual is not pursuing judgment in this month, yesh din lemala, he leaves that energy of judgment in the upper world, and it will manifest. And we'll read these words again from the Ramban, who's quoting Rabbi Nechunya ben Akana, the Bahir. Yesh bo yidreshu bo sod. The Ramban says, what is the secret of the verse Tsedek Tirdoff? And that's why you understand why it says you run after the judgment of yourself. Now we understand. Because, and this is, there are many stories like this, but even if you can't find, force yourself to find. Run after ways to find negativity within you this month. Because every aspect of negativity you find takes away from that reservoir of judgment that Chas v'Shalom is going to manifest in your life. Tsedek Tirdoff, the Ramban quotes the Bahir, Zumidat dino shel olam, it is the judgment ready to come down into this world. Im tadin atzmecha tichyeh. If you push yourself, tirdof, you run after the tshuva. How many of us, it's hard to judge. You're not supposed to judge in Elul, but my sense is that most of us are trying to do tshuva. But how many of us are running after the process of tshuva? And probably because we're not scared enough. And hopefully this secret from the Ramban and the Bahir will awaken within us the appreciation for why it's so necessary, not just to do tshuva, to push yourself to do tshuva, to run after the process of tshuva. Im tadin atzmecha tichyeh. If you judge yourself again and again, and to the degree that you judge yourself in this month, and you find one after the other, then you will draw to yourself life, because no force of death, no force of judgment is left in the upper worlds. Im lav, but chas v'shalom, if not, hu yadin alecha v'tekayem bal kochecha. That judgment will forcefully be forced upon you, and it will manifest against your wishes. It's a tremendous secret. Again, it's a tremendous secret that I hope not just to understand, that we truly come to feel. We truly come to feel. It's one of the gifts of this Shabbat.